Hi, everyone. This is Gabriella from Lewisville Family Counseling in North Carolina, and we are doing our fourth video on coping with Corona. Topic of this video is isolation, which is important to everyone right now because we're all isolated. So, the definition of isolation is being physically separated from others, which, depending on where in the US right now, you may be in week 6, you may be in week 8, you may not know what week you're in, and that's okay. And so that is where we're all at. So isolation is our topic of the week for coping with Corona. With isolation, we know in therapy that socially isolated people are less able to deal with stressful situations, more likely to feel depressed, and can have problems processing problematic information or information in general, which results in higher stress. So, how do we honor quarantine, enforce isolation while also protecting our mental health? So that's the topic of the video this week. So, we know that this is so hard. And I think everyone in the United States that is quarantined and isolated has realized that the little things, are really starting to get to people. And that means, for instance, going to the grocery store, if you go to the grocery store still, not only are we physically isolated with one-way lines and, walls in between the register, but there's also an even further physical isolation of masks and gloves. And that's what we're doing to protect the community and each other. And at the same time, we're making isolation going to the even further level. And we know that isolation is so dangerous to mental health. And so how can we protect our mental health and try and be less isolated in a situation where we're kind of being forced to isolate? So 3 recommendations we would give is 1, talk to a close friend. This is a time that we can use and take advantage of, and saying that it is a good time to invest in relationships. So something you do is talk to a close friend. And it's okay if that looks like, really trying to process this a little bit and saying, I'm not really okay. Obviously, your friends are not your therapists. And if you feel that you need to talk to a therapist, we do have counselors with openings in their caseload, so feel free to give us a call. So talking to a close friend is our first recommendation. Second recommendation is do something for your community or for others, whether that looks like, taking, dropping off a meal to a friend that is really isolated, or, talking to a friend who is, pregnant in this time and can't have a baby shower, or is having to deal with trying to figure out how to navigate that field, trying to do something for others in community. We know in therapy that if once someone's able to go outside themselves and care for someone else, that's when incredible growth can occur. So we highly recommend that. And that helps us all to really give back to the community and get more involved in the community, which we at Lewisville Family Counseling really stand by and encourage others to do as well. And the third recommendation is to get outside. In North Carolina, we've had some really beautiful weather lately, and that helps a lot. Getting outside and going to parks, and obviously respecting social distancing, but at the same time, getting outside and breathing the fresh air and having a change of scenery helps with combating some of the isolation. And so, we want to make sure that we're giving ourselves the space that we need to process, everything that we're going through as a country and individually. And we also want to give space to, if you're not necessarily okay, and say these, recommendations aren't you're doing them and they're not working, and you really feel like that depression has spiked and that stress is unmanageable, please give us a call. We really want to try and help in every way we can and give support everywhere we can. You can give us a call at 336-945-0137, or you can visit our website. We have some coping stuff on our website for COVID, as well as, other stuff that you can see, resources that might help you. It's www.lewisvillefamilycounseling.com. And we look forward to hearing from you soon. And look out for video number 5. Talk to you soon.